Angels and Archangels, A Magician's Guide is Damien Echols' latest book. His previous book was called High Magic. It was a great introduction to people with absolutely no prior knowledge. This kind of assumes a little bit of knowledge, but it's so approachable. Certainly, if you've read High Magic, then that's really all you need, is in fact what he recommends here. But if you have any knowledge, to be honest with you, of ritual magic at all, then yeah, this is absolutely approachable. It's written with beginner readers in mind. There we go. So it's actually quite advanced magic for beginners. So you can't really go very far wrong. Damien Echols is quite big on the magic scene right now. You've probably heard about how he spent 18 years on death row. He was wrongly convicted of a murder, and he spent those 18 years basically experimenting with ceremonial magic. And the result is that his practice has become very well informed, and informed by practice, and not just informed by books. And he presents this stuff in, I'll just say it again, in a very approachable form through his books. So yeah, if you're looking for step one, this definitely is it. And if you're already quite well steeped in this, then I've actually found that, well, while I don't agree with absolutely everything, I mean, this is normal in the realm of ceremonial magic. There are plenty of tips and tricks that I've found invaluable, absolutely invaluable. A little word about the form. Well, first of all, let's have a look at the book itself. Look how cool this is. Look how nice they've managed to make this mass market hardcover book. It's 20. Look, recommended retail price $25. It's nowhere near that price on Amazon. It's much cheaper than that even. And look how beautiful they've managed to make it with this Lurianic tree of life. Incidentally, it's actually the Hermetic tree of life that he uses inside. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it, but yeah, possibly. Doesn't matter. Absolutely doesn't matter. So it really is just a design decision, a design choice. These Sumerian designs on the cover, and I just showed it to you on the inside, but I can't interestingly can't find it anymore. That doesn't really come through in this book. Okay, so he's got this lamassu, which is a tetramorph all-in-one beast, right? So there's the human head, and then the wings of the eagle, and then the body. Traditionally, it's either the bull or the lion, but you could certainly say that it's both. So it's the four beasts of the elements in a single form. It's a Sumerian design, and Damien Echols is clearly very into the Sumerian deities. If you've been following his YouTube channel recently, he's got some very interesting interviews, very interesting monologues, just his own videos, fascinating stuff, and he's clearly very much into the Sumerian stuff, but that only really comes in the very last few pages, where he describes why he kind of got into Enlil and Enki and so on. But yeah, this book really is not so much about the Sumerian deities. It is exactly what it says on the cover rather than what the design suggests. It is the angels and archangels. So here's the table of contents. It's the book really is in two major parts. There's a fascinating introduction, of course, but then there are two parts. The first part is like you could say like an encyclopedia. It's a reference, right? And then the second part is all the rituals described. So in the first part, you have all the different angels and archangels described. So what they are, what they are like, right? How they're represented, but also what they feel like, what they're associated with, and also what they can. I was going to say what they can do for you. In what circumstances you might want to work with them, right? There is so there's the archangels, and then there are the angels of the tree of life. I found it very interesting, actually. He suggests that the archangels of the elements, despite having the same names as the archangels of some of the archangels of the tree of life, he suggests that actually the similarity really ends with the name, in the same way as you might get two people who have the same name or even the same surname. And I thought that was an interesting take, actually. Okay, then you have the angels and archangels of the zodiac, and you've got the 12 angels of the zodiac, and then the 72 angels of the zodiac, and they're basically the Shem HaMephorash. I thought it was very interesting, actually, how he explains that, the Shem HaMephorash are each actually attributed to one of the zodiac signs. If you think about it, does that in fact make sense? You have the 12 signs, and each sign is divided into 3 decans. And then if you multiply that by 2, possibly for I can't remember what the explanation he gave for the multiplying by 2, possibly morning and evening, something along those lines, day and night, and you get you get 72. So that's the way he's called them. He's called them the 72 angels of the zodiac, which sounds a lot less ostentatious than Shem HaMephorash. And of course, his books really are designed for the beginner, and so it's just less off-putting to have zodiac, easy word to relate to. Shem HaMephorash, slightly less. He does, of course, mention Shem HaMephorash, especially in the second part, where he describes the rituals. Now, the rituals are fantastic, really, really good stuff here. He starts off with mind training, as every good magic system should, and then he goes into the essential rituals and intermediate modifications. So he talks about the LBRP, right, the lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram, and then he talks about how to make those your own, which is very interesting for me, right? Given the video that I made last Saturday, where I completely mess up the LBRP, and then he talks about some much more advanced rituals, traditional rituals, just explained in really nice, simple language, with the beginner practitioner in mind. And I think it's so considerate the way he has done that. I think it's great. He mentions his sources in the back, and of course, actually, one of his sources is Damon Brand from the Gallery of Magic. You know that I've reviewed Damon Brand's 72 Angels of Magic, and it's been a very big influence for me. It's clearly been a very big influence for him as well. There we go. All the good stuff that I keep recommending to everyone. Can I just say, John Michael Greer followed me today on Instagram, and it just made my day. I just wanted to share that, not to gloat, but yeah, a little bit to gloat. If you're watching John Michael Greer, it means the world to me. Thank you so much. Okay, what else? So yeah, that's kind of it. I'm really very, very impressed with this. It's a tremendous resource. It's clearly a reference book. Have you seen how much attention has been paid to each of the cards. When I first saw this, actually, I thought, well, that's actually a little bit cheeky, isn't it? Taking a whole page for each one of these cards. But actually, it's not a short book, and there is so much value on every single other page. 260 pages, and it's incredibly inexpensive. It's almost criminal how inexpensive this book actually is, and of great value. If he wants to take a page for each of the angels, then that's absolutely fine by me. There are these fantastic sigils for the angels of for the archangels, for the angels of the tree of life, then for the 12 angels of the zodiac, so that you can then work with the many rituals that he describes at the very end, and then then with his the next step, that's kind of where he talks about his introduction to Enlil. So as you can see, it's the very end of the book. So if anyone's buying this for the Sumerian deities, then no, this probably isn't the book to get. Although I'd be very surprised if his next book isn't about the Sumerian entities. That would be a fantastic book. I would totally jump on that. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. How not to recommend this at this price, with this care of this attention to detail, and this approachability. Fantastic work. Thank you so much, Damien Echols, for your wonderful work and for bringing this material to so many newcomers, and yet still having some surprises for old timers as well. So thank you very much, and thanks everyone for watching. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up and to subscribe down below if you haven't already. Take care, everyone, and see you soon.